you saying? It's episode 224.
Easy.
Now. I just got back from the gym, and I've just telling you like how basically it was just me and two maybe other older geezers and fucking
in the changing rooms.
But everyone else was just like 15, 16, big groups of guys all in vests, just fucking staring at themselves in the mirror. And I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing with your childhood, man? Go and take some stuff. Rob a car or something.
I know. Start experimenting with drugs, man. What's the matter with you? Start selling coke.
I know, obviously, it's healthier for them to do this, and part of me feels like it's such a waste of a childhood. Like your evenings spent in a gym rather than just like knocking about.
Knocking one out, I thought he was going to say.
Apart from knocking someone out.
I mean, that culture is a bit much in it, but it's still better than the other pathways they could be going on at 16, eh?
It is, but part of me
at least it's like, healthy.
When are you going to do the stuff? When are you going to learn the things not to do?
That's like a lot of the guys that kind of were good in school and that are like doing coke now in their 40s or like fucking up now.
I know a few people that just like did MDMA for the first time when they were like 35, and then they fucking just love it. Whereas you're a bit like, mate, MDMA is a bit cringy, isn't it, mate?
Yeah.
I don't want to be 42
and discover that amazing buzz. You know what I mean? Because there's a come down to it, man.
Hugging your mates at the end of the night and being like, "Oh man,
I love you, man. No, look at me. Look at me in the eye. I love you, man." It's not just the MDMA. Fuck off. I remember once I was 15 and I did like half an E, which is basically MDMA in it, and fucking I'm talking. I just discovered this amazing buzz, and I'm chatting, and some older kid just leant forward. He went, "Mate, you're doing everyone's head in."
Oh yeah, you said that before.
And he just completely shot me down.
I mean, that is the like. Getting that feedback when you're on MDMA is like 1,000 times amplified, isn't it?
I know, it was brutal.
You might as well just kill yourself. You're like, yeah, I think I will actually.
With the happiest day of your life. But I'm glad I couldn't get into the clubs and that because I looked too young, but all my mates would go and I'd get turned away at the door already pilling. I'd have to go home pilling.
Just pilling on a night bus, man. That's the worst, isn't it? It's fucking gross.
But I'd have to. I'm glad in a way because I might have really loved that rave culture. You know what I mean? And been one of them old ex-ravers now.
I did a bit of the rave culture and it was good fun. I mean, being on pills like moon dance and shit, it was like
I remember the moon. Man. I had all the flyers on my bedroom wall, like of all the clubs and stuff. What weirdo.
Moon dance. I went to moon dance at Camden Palais when I was 15. And I was on ecstasy. It was like
I would have loved to have got in there, man.
But like, it's that funny thing now. I'm not saying that's a good thing to be doing at 15, but I definitely looking at these kids in the gym tonight in their vests, pouting and fucking just like, pulling like bodybuilders like shapes, and and I was just thinking, I'm glad I went to moon dance. You know what I mean?
It can be dangerous if they kind of because. They could meet a bodybuilder and they go, steroids, start selling them steroids, and they get on that pathway and then they're dead at it's probably worse than doing Mandy at every other weekend.
Mate, if you get on a fucking steroids when you're like 17 to just get massive, you're definitely going to be fucked by the time you're 30. At least I'd rather do recreational drugs in my early days and then sort my life out in the gym in middle age. You know what I mean?
As long as you come off the recreational drugs, like some people are still on them, like in their 40s and like still smoking weed on the daily basis. Still playing video games.
Yeah. That's a bit odd.
But now they're all like the flat Earth lot now.
It's true. Oh man. But anyway,
maybe so it is back. Flat. What if it was flat and it was just on the news tomorrow?
we'd look like such dickheads. My brother would call me probably and be like, "I told you, man." He'd just be so happy that I'm an idiot.
He'd probably ring you and say, "It's actually a triangle. They're bullshitting you."
That's it. I guarantee if the government said, "You know what, actually, we're not 100% sure. We have made up a lot of stuff. Maybe it is flat." They would probably change it to something else.
It's a cube.
Yeah. But anyway, we're back. It's episode 224.
Big up.
Big week for the dads, mate. It was you went on you talked about it last week. You were going on a lovely father-daughter trip to Paris.
You know what?
It was so lovely pictures and videos.
Beautiful. It was so beautiful.
Like, it looks great. The little bits of footage you put up on Instagram looks really fun and really funny and really nice.
It was even better than I could have imagined, to be honest, because I thought she wanted to go Paris really badly on Valentine's with me, and I'm like, she wanted me to wear a bow tie, and she got a little dress and makeup and all that. It was funny. She made me a present, and then. But I always thought, we'll get there and she'll enjoy it, but it'd be like a bit of an anticlimax, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's just like London, but she loved it, man. We did so much in a whole day.
Yeah.
The Louvre, the Mona Lisa she wanted to see. She loved it in the Louvre. And each thing was like a big challenge. So like we got to the Louvre, there was a queue for 3 hours. So I had to blag it a bit. And I got us in. And then we were like, yes, little wins along the way. We were in there. And then we saw the Mona Lisa and then we got on the metro. We were doing the underground there as well. And it was all exciting on the metro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We only did a cab once. We ate this fancy restaurant, a little lunch, and then went up to the Eiffel. But it's all getting dark. We did the padlock on the bridge.
Yeah, I saw a picture of that. That's really nice.
Oh, she really wanted to. I didn't know she'd know what it is.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, please buy a padlock." And I bought a couple of padlocks. I mean, she didn't have to ask that much. I was just up for anything, you know what I mean? It was nice.
Yeah.
And then we were queued up for about an hour and a half for the Eiffel Tower. The top closed as we're in the queue, but we did the second floor. It's high, isn't it, anyway?
So what, you did the Louvre? You did the padlocks, you did the Eiffel Tower, but the top was closed.
We did the Louvre, the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, we were going to do Montmartre, but it was late at night. We were up the Eiffel Tower. It was it was so beautiful looking out at the lights of Paris.
Yeah.
And then we went down. I actually got us lost. I come out of the Eiffel Tower and went the wrong way.
Right.
Because you don't know what side you are.
Yeah.
And Rem was just assuring me we were out the wrong way. And I was like, nah, my sense of direction has always been on point. I ain't listening to no 10-year-old. And then and she was right, man. And I was like, that is so good, your sense of direction, to know that we got to go.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're well smarter than me. She was like, well, I'm not smarter than you. We're clever in our own ways, Dad. Really patronising
you.
It was so cute. And then I took her to a French McDonald's, actually, in the evening. Then we went to the hotel and watched Jumanji.
I don't know if the videos are still on your Instagram, because obviously, listeners and people in our TVI WhatsApp group were aware that you wore a bow tie for it, which was really funny. So what was the story with that?
Well, she wanted me to wear a bow tie. She said, "Oh, I'm getting a nice dress. We're going to go out for a nice meal, exchange Valentine's gifts. And can you wear a bow tie?" And just weirdly, on Saturday night before Paris, I was backstage, just about to go on stage, and I saw a bow tie. It was all
this
dusty.
Was before she'd said it, or after she'd said it?
After she'd said it.
Oh, she'd said that to you, and then you found one backstage.
Yeah. And then I'm like, I'm going to buy a bow tie. I didn't know, tie rack, is that even a shop still?
I don't know. I
was going to get a bow tie somewhere. And then I saw one, and it was all dusty and stuff. I put it in the washing machine.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is like the universe giving me a bow tie, or me stealing one. But I'm gonna give it back. I just borrowed it. I'll take it back.
Yeah, it's fine.
It doesn't matter, does it?
Whose bow tie? What venue was it? No, we shouldn't say it. Actually,
Yeah, I know.
get
Yeah,
busted.
because it is theft. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I will. But it was and I took it home and I just washed it. Got my old white shirt. So I put a bow tie on in the morning, so I had like a bow tie and white shirt on all day. It was funny. In Paris with Ren and her little dress and like.
It's cool.
I took tracksuit bottoms with us because it was cold for her, you know what I mean? But it was really cute. It was so sweet and lovely, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She loved it.
That's nice. So how did you get there?
We got the Eurostar in the end. Yeah, I was going to drive, but I just got the Eurostar. It was fine, yeah.
It's cool,
only 2.5 hours. Yeah, it's only 2.5 hours, yeah. On the way there, we're facing people. You know when you're doing that, and you end up chatting to them, didn't you? Like,
yeah. What were they saying? What was their story?
They were just an American couple, and they said, "Do you want me to take a picture of you two?" Like, yeah, I don't know, just chatty. It's always weird, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it was nice, yeah. And then we come out, and I was messing around with a cab driver, like, because he didn't speak a word of English.
Yeah.
So I was making Ren laugh, but I don't know. I crossed the line of being like a fun dad to like really irresponsible. You know what I mean? Like saying, like at first I started with he was trying to say something, and I said, "Did I ask, mate?" And Ren just spat her drink out. What? Like we're both in the back seat. I'm like, no, and I'm like, Ren, did you ask? No, we didn't ask, mate. And I'm making it, and like by the end of it, I'm talking about his mum.
Oh no!
But like, it was she was crying, and when she's crying, laughing, I go further.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she knows I'm she don't copy me, you know what I mean?
No, that's
she more like rolls her eyes.
Yeah. But that's nice.
It's so much fun though.
Yeah. It's a good thing to do, mate.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. Did you get any other Valentine's cards other than that?
No, actually, I didn't get any.
I don't mean Hannah.
Must have been a postal strike. Did you and Hannah do anything?
No, we don't. We've never ever done a Valentine's thing. It's not a. You know.
Just you didn't raw dog her or anything.
Oh, God.
I mean, I went to a brothel, obviously, but like.
Went to the chicken dippers for breakfast.
Little treat for the brothel when I rock up. Hello, ladies. It's a good day at work for you, lot.
The usual place.
Just could I cry on your shoulder, please?
If I close my eyes, can you just pretend to be my mum?
And say it's all going to be all right. Do you mind telling me you love me for 20 minutes? Is that all right? Unconditionally. Talk to me like a 4-year-old boy, please. Nice one, yeah. Yeah, and wank me off after. I still want the hand job.
Yeah, it's no, but yeah, me and Hannah have just avoid the whole Valentine's thing. It doesn't even cross our minds. Most times we don't even realise what day it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't really buy it.
Is it Valentine's all over the world the same day?
I think yeah. I mean, obviously, I imagine like there'd be some countries like remote enough it's not happening. Do you know what I mean, Papua New Guinea, I don't know if they're doing it.
Yeah.
But they might be. I might have just been racially profiling a bunch of people.
They're like, yeah, we're doing it. It's the biggest day of the year here, mate.
I'm just like, yeah, I'm not. They're fucking, very unromantic.
You know what them lot are like. Okay, hell. They don't even know it's Christmas there.
But yeah, do you know what I did yesterday was well good. I think I might have done it last time I was here and talked about it a bit. But we went down to the Peninsula Springs. There's like hot natural springs down on the sort of... You follow the peninsula down where Melbourne is, and like it's about an hour south.
I
And it's
keep
like,
thinking you're in London sometimes. I was like, whereabouts is that? Near Tooting?
yeah, the hot springs in Mitcham, mate. You know them.
I keep forgetting you're in Australia. When I did the comedians party, I thought, I wonder if you're going to go. And I'm like, oh yeah.
I've been here for
But
fucking ages,
what was
man. I've been here
what
for
the
3.5
springs
months.
like?
Too long. Wicked. So like, it's all like naturally hot springs that you just go and sit in. There's one that's got a
What's the
cave
definition
in it.
of springs then?
Well, I mean, it's water that is heated naturally by the earth, innit? Like it comes out of them. It's
Right.
like them, you know. Some you can get them geysers, you know, the bubbly geysers that shoot hot
Oh yeah,
water out.
them bubbly fellas.
But these ones are just like little baths, basically, like little pools that you sit in, and they're just really hot. Some of them are like way hotter than a bath.
Really,
And
that hot?
yeah, boiling, man. And like we all went. So me, Hannah, and Twyla went, and went with my brother-in-law, and we it was wicked. Me and my brother-in-law went off and did this fire and ice thing that I did last year. It was well good, man. Go into a super hot sauna, come out and jump in an ice bath, back in the
Oh,
sauna, back in the
wicked.
ice bath.
Oh, I
I'm
love
well
a
into
bit
the
of
ice
that.
baths at the minute, man. I know it's such a
Yeah.
cliche, you know, every wanker's doing it, but it's
I mean,
good.
they're definitely
It makes you
good.
feel great.
I'll tell you what I can't do now, though, that I've realised is that after I come out of the ice thing, the cold plunge, like I get, and I've been laying down but the room spins, man. It's because my blood pressure.
Yeah,
Like I can't lay down. I've got to like stay upright. I thought I was having a fucking seizure or something, man. I felt like nauseous vertigo and like it was horrible. But
yeah. Do you know what?
it's weird, isn't it?
I read a thing recently, and this is, I don't know, it could be bollocks, but it was some, it might have been a video I saw or something, but it was somebody saying that you shouldn't go in an ice bath after working out. So apparently,
Okay.
especially if you do weights, if you do cardio, it's all right.
What in terms of the muscle growth, it will affect
apparently
it.
it stunts the, you know, because when you lift weights, your body, it sets off the body's growth hormone, doesn't it? Your natural growth hormones.
It slows that a bit.
Ice bath, it slows it.
But
So,
I read that ages ago as well. But I don't know if you're competing bodybuilding and like half a millimeter, like it might slightly.
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's probably, I'm not saying it stops it. I'm not saying like, you know, if you're doing any weight training, you shouldn't do it. But like, if you are trying to get like, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger levels,
as
like
jacked as you can,
you got to avoid.
That's what I'm trying to get
at. Yeah, if you're planning on competing in Mr. Olympia next year,
I want to be the next Incredible Hulk.
What, homeless?
Fictional.
But yeah, but I don't know. It could be bullshit, but I saw that, and I don't know. I mean, now it's made me paranoid about doing it too close to going to the gym.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It is nice. It's good for you, though. I think it's better for me than not doing it, even if I can't get like Arnie. You know what I mean? Got to do some roids as well, man.
I'm gonna get on that shit soon.
Just double up on the roids, mate. Get them cancers growing quick.
Yeah. I before we do some questions, one other thing of like one round, like new thing of the week. WhatsApp group members will know this, and Patreon people will know this, but I downloaded a thing last week to limit my screen time on my phone, and it's been a fucking game changer, mate. I know, obviously it's gonna be, mate. It is like, I can't even describe how good it's been. Like, my sleep has been so much better this week. You know, I'm pretty good at sleeping, whatever, but like my sleep quality every night is way better because I've over halved my screen time. Like, on the percentage wise, I think I'm down to about 30% screen time to what I was the week before. My average.
Yeah. That's so good.
Like, and it's just like, even the nights where I've got not had the chance to get loads of sleep, the quality of my sleep is way better because I'm not looking at my phone or any social media in the evening.
Yeah.
Like, I've just been reading my Kindle like in bed, and I wear these fucking blue light things, glasses, and I've just literally, I feel like my brain is working better than it has done in memory.
So those blue light glasses, are they just clear, like they've not got a certain lens in? Just blue.
So they just block blue light in the. So it's basically for the evening. I put them on. I put them on once the sun goes down for looking at any screen, computer, TV, whatever, phone, even my Kindle, which probably I think doesn't really need it because it's got that weird soft backlighting, isn't it? But
where did you get them?
These I just got them online. Oh no, I bought these ones actually. I might have bought these in Melbourne last year in a shop. But like, look, my screen time today, and bear in mind it's now 10:30 in the evening, is 1 hour and 24 minutes.
All porn.
Oh yeah, all grot. Like it was 2 minutes social media, and I had a wank for 1 hour and 22 minutes.
Just a really vigorous, hard wank as fast as you could.
Yeah, an hour wank and 22 minutes of watching snuff films online.
Just had to do a bit of admin.
But yeah, like that's the end. That would be like I'll look at that. I won't look at that again now probably. And so 1 hour and a half a day is like the average people are looking at it now is like between 4 and 6 hours.
Yeah, man. Mine's like, I mean, I'm just fucking on it. Like TikTok, fucking videos. Scroll. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
It's not good for your brain, man.
It's bad for it. And like, I know we all know that. I can
tell it ain't either. It ain't just in theory. Like, I know how I feel afterwards. You know what I mean? And I can't sleep. Like, and it's no coincidence. Every time I do it, I ain't sleeping. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. So, and you just honestly just try it for a couple of days.
I need to give up sleeping.
Just
download
get an
app
one of these
to stop me sleeping so much.
But I recommend just find an app would it work. So if you're on Android, whatever, I've got this one called Beam, and I'm not linked. I'm not doing anything. I'm saying people should use it if you got an iPhone because I'm still on the free one after a week. I think if you want loads of other options, you have to pay for it. But I'm just giving the free one a try, and a week in, man, it's been quality. Just change the game. But from 9 till 5 in the day, I can't look at any social media at all on my phone. Can't even. I just don't have the option of looking at it, and it's that just
that's
takes
good.
you.
What and about once WhatsApp you work and stuff?
So you can, I can look at WhatsApp, but I ain't WhatsApping all day. Do you know what I mean? WhatsApp is one I tend to use when I get a message, and especially because I'm here as well. My WhatsApp is quieter during the day here because I'm on Australia time.
Oh, that's nice because no one likes you in Australia.
But when I get back to London, I'll probably put some periods of the day when I can't look at WhatsApp as well.
Yeah.
Because that's still actually out of that hour and 24. I'd say WhatsApp's probably 25 minutes of that. So I want to cut that down.
I've got it all muted, so I don't ever get alerts and stuff. But I don't need them how many times I fucking open it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's the thing that fucks you up is when you look at this app, it tells you how many times you've picked up your phone and opened up the screen over the day.
I'm going to get one definitely just to sort of see what's happening because I know it's abysmal amount of time.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll give you.
I open it when I have opened it. You know what I mean? It's just automatic. It's muscle memory. It's like that 20. You do say it for 21 days in a row. It's a habit. I've done it for years in a row.
Yeah,
it's just my thumb is just got its It's just
and
a
the
habit,
trick to
man.
it, the first day you download it, don't block anything. Just use your phone as normal. And then
see
at
where
the end
you're
of the
at.
day, it'll give you your stats. And it's not like just your normal. My phone normally tells me once a week what my average screen time was that week. But this tells you how many times you looked at your phone, which app you looked at for how long that day. All these things. And you see it, and it just makes you go I'm never doing that again.
I'm a disgusting pervert.
Yeah.
I spend my adult life wanking more than my teenage. I thought that adults don't wank when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Imagine your teachers in school; they go home and wank off.
Wank in the morning before they come and taught you. It's fucking disgusting, isn't it?
It's fucking vile.
It's when you think about your parents doing it, and your dad wanking when you were a kid and stuff. It's fuck,
banging one out in the bathroom, and you're getting on his nerves because you're being so loud.
Oh, God.
Dad, banging at the door.
Yeah.
Come in here.
Oh, gross. But
Get
anyway, so
in
that's
here.
my recommendation of the week: is download an app to stop you fucking looking at the internet. It's bad.
That's a good call, man. I'm going to get on that shit, man.
All right, let's do some questions from listeners. Let's do this one. This is that's a good one. This is why are comedy night flyers so badly designed? It's a really good observation, that, because it's quite a niche one, if you like. But I see some, like, obviously most of the good clubs and that have nice graphic design, but the amount of, like, you sometimes do a little regional gig, man,
And there's
and
no
you see the
excuse
poster,
nowadays, because you can
I know,
do it.
on a
I
fucking
could do
app
it
on your
better
phone.
myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But you see some absolute moody ones, man, like Comic
Photos
Sans
from like 2006 or something of you as well. It's like, oh,
even like
I
sometimes
would
the
not
ratio's
share it.
off and your head's a bit skinny or your head's wide. Coming soon, Carl Donnelly. Your head's like
Spread across the space. 4 pixels.
Yeah,
Roblox.
It's fucking mad, isn't it, man?
I had one the other day that was quite funny. It was me, Fiona Ridgewell, and Paul McCaffrey on the poster, like our names, but they used stock images. It weren't even us. It weren't even us. It was people that looked like there was a woman,
funny.
a man with so they could have just got our photos as easy.
Oh man, that's quality.
It weren't even us. It was so funny. Like, ain't that fucking weird?
Yeah. All right, let me have a look. But it's true. I guarantee, like, I think it's some people don't have that aesthetic. You know, I think some people don't, when they look at a poster, don't take it in as like, this is shit. They've probably got.
It's just information, they think.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Whereas I'm very aesthetic when I look at stuff. I like nice design. It's like posters for Edinburgh. You know, when you see a really moody poster at the Fringe, or, you know, somebody shares their poster for their show, and it's like, that's it. Shit, man. Like, I like to think of it as a nice. I like to have an input into it and make it look good.
I mean, it's got to be visually okay, isn't it, on the eye? Like,
some people don't think so.
Some people just have like just the text. They care about just the info.
Right. Let's have a question. Who's this from? Jason. You're granted 2 one-day trips in a time machine as an observer only. One from a day from your personal past and one from any moment in history. What are your choices? All right, so you can go to 2 days. One from your life, one from history, but you can only observe. You're not getting involved.
That'd be more frustrating, though, just observing. Like, you'd want to give yourself some info, wouldn't you? Or, like, help yourself a bit.
But you could go to, like, the Big Bang if you're observing and just see what's going down.
Just see what happened and then come back and tell the scientists. But no one would believe you anyway. It'd just be more frustrating.
Oh, yeah, of course you did, mate.
This geezer reckons it was God.
This geezer went to the Big Bang and then his first Holy Communion. This guy's a fucking lunatic. Yeah, what I reckon, I mean, that would be the one that jumps out to me historically. Personal.
Well, just maybe have a look at what Jesus was up to, you know what I mean? I see something.
Let's have a look what he was saying.
Yeah,
like,
just say,
what day of his life would you go back to then?
Maybe the end of it. I mean, it's a day, mate. It's probably the most famous day in our. Or the dinosaurs would be interesting, wouldn't it? As an observer,
that's a big jump from I want to see Jesus, the Messiah, die, or I might just want to see
a T-Rex tear apart a fucking pterodactyl.
Yeah.
That would be amazing, watching like 7 Diplodocus walk in.
Yeah.
Boom. From a tree or something.
Yeah.
As long as they couldn't see you, though, and you wouldn't get mauled.
Well, I suppose it says as an observer, so I presume you're sort of invisible.
I mean, you might go back to like the beginning of time before there were people and stuff. Because there weren't people the same time as dinosaurs, was there?
There was not, no. I think there was a good few millions and millions of years between those.
I thought Elvis Presley was around then.
You thought it was cavemen. and the Flintstones fucking riding them to work.
The Flintstones was a lie, man.
Oh man, the Flintstones. I think it did. Some people who wouldn't have ever bothered to read actually the timeline. I reckon the Flintstones has put such a wrong idea in their mind of how the world worked back then. I was talking about the Flintstones yesterday. I was telling Twyla about the Flintstones. It's just weird that's come up twice. But here we go. So what day personally would you go to? Is there a day you'd like to see? Your own
What,
birth?
in my life? I don't know, really. If I could participate, that would be a completely different thing. But, yeah, I suppose... I don't know. It might be quite nostalgic and sad seeing yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. You can only observe. I don't really see the point in going back to see something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a good one.
It's I just wouldn't bother, mate. I wouldn't bother with that one. I'd be like, I'm all right, bruv.
Just to watch yourself doing something.
Yeah. Driving tests. You pass your driving tests.
Yeah.
Here we go. Will says, not a question, but I have a suggestion for the title of the episode, which is Nonce Upon a Time in Paris. Which is funny.
It was funny, though. I did think...
Well, you did a funny post about that on Instagram where you did the picture of you both in the hotel room and you said, can people stop calling dispatches?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I actually copied someone. They replied to it and said they're phoning dispatches. So I still stole the joke. But, it was a bit because me and my daughter have got different surnames.
Right. Yes.
She had, for some reason anyway, I don't know why exactly. I've never asked. But on her passport, it's her surname. And on mine, it's mine. So we got... so we rocked up to the hotel. And... Yeah, they just...
like a full-on wronger.
It was more in my head a little bit, you know what I mean? No.
Yeah. And everyone.
It was clear that it's my daughter.
You met in Paris. Of course, yeah. Unless you're the most brazen paedophile on earth.
Yeah, and on the way back, actually, we were going through customs at Eurostar in Paris, and border control were there, English.
Yeah.
And they're quite strict, obviously, aren't they? And they were like, so, is this your dad? But we were all tired and that, and Ren didn't answer straight away. She went,
oh, shit.
And she went,
she just mouthed,
yeah, it's my dad.
Help me.
Yeah. And I'm just looking stern at her. Answer the lady. But I went, yeah.
Just show her
she
a
took her
picture on
time.
your phone of her real dad tied up in a garage. You don't say something. He fucking dies.
No, my dad's in the boot of his car. He said he's taking me to my dad. But she just took a second, and I said she took her time answering that, didn't she? And the border went, yeah. I mean, it was obvious that she was my daughter, though.
Yeah, of course. Right, let's do this one. Martin, serious, though it sounds stupid, question. What is the most important thing in your life? Partners, kids, all people and pets don't count. For example, mine is music. Oh, so hang on, you're not allowed to say partners, kids, any people or pets. So what's the most important thing that aren't those traditional most important things? I don't know. It's a hard one, isn't it, if you take your family and stuff out of it and your mates?
They're not even in my list anyway. Mine is pussy.
You ain't got any mates, you're a fucking solo traveller. Like an old cowboy.
I'm an old lonely cowboy from town to town. Just banging bitches and shooting men. Getting drunk in a bar and then moving on.
I am
slowly on my little horse, slowly walking away. Down this road. Do you remember that littlest hobo in it? No. The little dog.
I remember that because I think that was out in the 50s or something.
Oh.
When you were young.
It was an extra. I wrote it. It was about me. I don't know, really. The most important thing. I was going to say health, but I mean just feeling like, yeah, I suppose, like...
I'm going to say some wanky shit like that as well. I think mine is sort of mental...
Yeah, mental
stability.
Health, physical health, but they're the similar subjects. They're the same thing.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I'd like to say comedy, but I feel like stand up.
Yeah.
I feel like stand up. I'm just doing it. You know what I mean? Like I want to get back into being inspired to write bits and. You know what I mean? I want to talk about this or joke about that, and you know what I mean.
But I don't know.
Kind of forcing it a bit.
Because I love doing stand up, and I write. I do still write, and I feel like that. But also, I don't want it to ever be the most important thing in my life. Like, I think you have to make that decision. The people I know that are the most ambitious and the most sort of driven are the ones where comedy overrides everything. And for me,
and it is.
For my mental health, I know that I can't live like that. I need to have a better balance of life, and comedy is
definitely,
the thing I just do
I
in
see
the background.
People cracking up. They're just cracking up. They're obsessed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like
they're the ones that are obsessed.
That agent.
Agents and like other acts doing things.
What other acts are doing and stuff.
God. Like that wouldn't cross my it wouldn't even cross my mind.
It's a smaller part of my life than it is for some people.
Yeah.
And if you're on a car journey and they're like banging on and on, you're thinking, I don't care. You know what I mean? It's so self-absorbed.
Some people it's like they'll moan to you about something that like, they'll be moaning. I've been seeing who's doing this TV show, and it'll be some TV show on Dave or something. I'll be like, mate,
yeah.
I don't even know. I wouldn't even
something
know.
that they
wouldn't
weren't
know where
even
to find that channel on my telly, man. I'm not being rude. I'm sure it's got good stuff on it, and comedy fans watch it. But I ain't at home watching stuff like at all. So like, comedy would definitely not be like a top 3 most important thing in my life.
I want to get back inspired and with it. Just creating and putting out more bits and just I don't know, you know what I mean. But
mate, you need to get your fucking phone app to stop you looking at it.
Yeah, that's it. Really,
you just frees up so much time in your brain. It's genuinely, I think it's a really important thing to do. So
it's a killer, man.
Who's this? Somebody says, "Can you give?" This is on the WhatsApp group. Can you give Luger any advice on prepping for a Ramadan fast? One of our patrons is doing a Ramadan. So, I mean, I don't think we're the 2 people to give tips on Ramadan personally, but we'll give it a bloody good
Allah,
go.
Innit?
So Ramadan is you can't have any food or drink from, what is it?
Sunlight.
During sunlight. But it's during winter,
it's doable,
isn't it? During winter in the UK.
It's during summer, I think, isn't it?
Oh, fuck that shit, man. That's so much daylight. That's brutal.
I think it's good if they do it correctly. I think it's like good for you, isn't it? Intermittent fasting, if it's done correctly.
It'll be great for you as long as you don't get to sun goes down and you eat 2 Domino's pizzas. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly. If they can eat healthy and
the hardest thing would be the no water. I could definitely not eat.
I think they're allowed water. Are they? They're not allowed water either, are they?
No, I don't think it's in water. I think it's proper fasting, man. Hardcore fasting.
I would be just, before the sun, getting up early and just binging it, man, and getting high. Do your 2 liters before the sun comes up.
Yeah, but even then, man, you'd be so thirsty. But like, I just drink water all day throughout the day. Especially I find, I don't know, maybe I reckon I'd be all right for a few hours, but I just reckon by lunchtime I'd be so thirsty. But I suppose what advice would I give is sleep as much of the day as you can. You know what I mean? Change your work
if they've
hours.
Got like work, like they've got work, haven't they? And
yeah. Are you allowed to go on holiday during Ramadan? Like go to a country where if they came to Australia, is it the same rules or can they do it on UK time?
That's a good point. I mean, I bet they're allowed to travel, yeah. What's the theory behind it then? They're kind of sacrificing comfort for God or something.
Yeah, it's like Lent. At the minute, we're in Lent, aren't we? It was Shrove Tuesday on Tuesday.
But
And
people, I mean, Christians aren't as devoted to Lent as...
no. But Lent, I mean, initially was meant to be, you do something to coincide with when Jesus went into the desert for 40 days and 40 nights, isn't it? So
I just remember it in primary school. You got to take a tin of beans in or something, and some cornflakes. Who was getting all that? Where was that going?
Teachers. Man. Just all I'm wanking, eating our cornflakes,
eating our cocoa pots, all spilt down a t-shirt with no bottoms on.
Oh shit!
Dirty teachers,
I think it is that thing of every religion tends to have a bit of a sacrificial period, and Ramadan is, I think, I'd say the hardest out of all of them in terms of like what you have to do. Because
I've worked with
Lent
people in offices that are doing it,
fucking...
and Lent is easy, isn't it? Just giving
Lent,
something
you've got
up.
to give something up for 40 days and 40 nights. So maybe
I might do that.
Inadvertently done it with screen time. Maybe that's my Lent. I used to do Lent, actually, even though I'm not, I was raised Catholic, but I'm not really religious anymore.
It's good. All this it's good for discipline, isn't it? And like,
yeah.
I was thinking about doing a 72-hour water fast as well. Like,
yeah,
it sounds impossible, but like you only have water.
Yeah.
But I'm reading about it and watching stuff
the other week, and
did you feel good?
Yeah, you feel good. But I actually did it off the back of feeling a bit dodgy. I had a bit of a dodgy tummy. It wasn't like sick or anything, but I had a bit of like, I feel like I ate something that didn't really agree with me. And then that was like sort of in the afternoon. And then I just I was a bit dodgy in the evening. I was like, I'm not going to eat anything. I'm just going to drink water. Woke up the next morning, it felt a load better. And I just thought, I'm just going to go up to like the 24-hour mark. So I just did 24 hours. And yeah, I wasn't, I mean, it was more, I was aware I was hungry more than I was starving. I didn't feel physically like, I need to fucking eat. It was more the sort of in my mind that I was like, yeah, I'm starting to feel a bit sort of fatigued. I need some energy. So
apparently you can't get a virus if you're fasted. I don't know how true that is. That's what I'm reading.
Some absolute bollocks.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not a scientist, but I think that is some doo-doo.
But after 17 hours, your cells start to rejuvenate themselves and start to like detox all the kind of bad shit after 17 hours. But if you do 72, apparently that's the number that people keep throwing around. But the second day, apparently, the first 24 hours is the hardest. The second 24 hours, you've got so much energy, even with no calories.
Okay. I'd be up for it. I'd be up for doing one. We should do a TVI one, mate.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. After doing that one the other week, I was made me go, I'd like to do one properly voluntary, not started by the fact that I've got a bit of a dodgy tummy. So I'm up for it.
I'd like to do it. I'd like to do it when I've got the kind of a good time to do it. Like I wouldn't want to be driving 100 miles or like, you know what I mean? Just do it when you've got downtime.
Yeah, but it'd be interesting to do it when you've got a little gig or something. Yeah, not a big, when you're doing the bloody...
See how it goes, yeah.
Comedy store or something like, hosting or whatever, something where you're going to need a bit of energy in that. But a little gig, be interesting to see what it's like on day 2 to go and do a gig where you're not eating for like 40 hours or something, 36 hours.
It's supposed to be like very good.
Another question. Esther Ranson is petitioning for the right to die following her diagnosis with cancer. Thoughts? I mean,
I don't understand why people can't. I mean, it sounds bleak, but you can kill yourself, can't you? They can't arrest you.
No, you are correct. You are true. Yeah, you're correct. It's but I suppose people want the right to not have to do it in such dodgy circumstances. Because if you kill yourself, unless you do it with people around you, you're just ultimately going to fuck someone's day up who finds you, innit? You can't prep
like Dave Courtney did it, didn't he, a couple of months back?
Yeah. So
he did a video and...
Yeah, so if you he shot himself, didn't he? Like, so imagine somebody finding him, his wife, his whatever. You know what I mean? If you kill yourself, somebody's going to find you. But like assisted suicide and euthanasia is when you...
I'd ring paramedics, I'd ring an ambulance and say there's a dead body in this house, and then kill myself. I mean, I don't want to do that though.
No, but I suppose the argument is, if you are terminally ill, she's got cancer, she thinks her quality of life is going to deteriorate before she ends up ultimately dying.
It might be a cure.
But she's thinking, why doesn't she have the freedom to have a medical professional do it and have all the support of her family saying this is what's going to happen, have a bit of build up, pick a date. Like, I'm all for it. I think it's obviously
you can go to Switzerland, can't you? But yeah, it's such a big responsibility taking someone's life as a doctor, isn't it? Like, I can't see why they don't want to do that.
Don't get me wrong. I say, it's a lot to ask a doctor to do, but I do think there should.
You murder me, bro.
But it should be specialists.
How about have you tried antibiotics? No,
you can't even get
they won't even give me a prescription
now. Yeah, just get a rude fucking receptionist. You call up asking them to kill you, and she's like, "Fucking kill yourself, you cunt."
And what are your symptoms? What you a doctor?
But yeah, I think I think it's only a matter of time before it's legal. I can't imagine more than another 10 years before
it's the moral side. Like, I guess I don't know, it's like capital punishment, isn't it? Like, no matter how heinous the crime, I don't know, it's a weird one, isn't it? Capital punishment, because some people you think, they should be dead, man.
Yeah, but I mean, I suppose that's the argument as well. Yeah, in that thing of
what if people are innocent?
What if that is a good reason, but then that's why people say with euthanasia, what if it is? What if like somebody's been slightly coerced into it, and that's always the argument.
Yeah, there could be a mental health thing there as well, eh?
I know it is hard. But anyway, good luck to Esther Ranson. I hope she manages what she's hoping to do.
I hope she gets well and stops petitioning. If she gets well, will she still be that petitioning, do you reckon?
I don't know. That's Let's ask Esther, mate. Let's get in touch. See if she wants to come on.
No, you tell me.
Euthanasia. If you were a captain, if you were to captain a team on a panel show, which two comics would you want on a team, and who would make the best host? Although I appreciate you might not want to do a panel show from Tim. I don't know. Which two comics would you want on your team? So I'm the team captain. I mean, I'd have you, mate. You'd be on my team. And
me,
I'd get somebody funny as well to counteract you.
I'll be the straight guy. They can bounce off.
No, I reckon. I don't know. And
I don't know. I'd have you. I'd have my mates. Really, like.
Yeah, exactly.
You, Sean, Paul, Rob Collins.
What's your four mates?
I'd also have I don't know. I've always been a Frank Skinner fan, I guess, from years ago.
He'd be a good host. He's very.
He'd be a good. Yeah.
Very funny, naturally funny, quick-witted.
I used to like Angus Deaton.
What's happened?
I'll tell you who's funny actually. Johnny Vaughan is.
Johnny Vaughan.
Johnny Vaughan is so good. But he's so funny.
What happened to Angus Deaton after the whole? Didn't he got sacked from I Got News for You? 15 years ago for getting on the. Wasn't he getting on the bugle and stuff?
I saw him coming out of a toilet once, and just when all that story broke, like it must have been like 98 or something.
Right, was it that long ago?
Or 99? Yeah, it was that long ago.
Okay,
And he come out the toilet, and I said to him, "Oh, whose line is it anyway?" And I thought that was the funniest thing. And then I realised he don't host that show though. That ain't even his show.
Shit.
That was rubbish.
That is rubbish, man.
Because I was mixing up the TV shows.
Oh God.
That's Clive Anderson, wasn't it? Whose line is it anyway?
Yes, and then they changed. The American version was Drew Carey or something. I remember watching the American one a few times.
That come from the Comedy Store Players, that show, didn't it?
Yeah. Somebody's asked what was the shittest thing about Paris. They said, I had a 6-month-old and my 6-year-old, and I paid €45 for a spaghetti bolognese they didn't eat, and I still think about it once a week. That is, I mean, it is
once a week.
45. I mean, that is the thing. I will say Paris, I've been there a few times, and first time I went there with my ex-wife, and I fucking hated the place. Then I went there with my now wife Hannah, and I loved it. And I think I've been back once in between.
Yeah, I went there 20 years ago with Ren's mum when we were together, and I was just drunk the whole time. It was nice though. We went to like the Crazy Horse. It's a bit like Moulin Rouge.
Oh,
then we went to some seedy strip club afterwards. It was like prostitutes and that there. I didn't know.
Man.
She didn't know.
Yeah, of course you didn't.
but it was her birthday present as well, and like there was all these
take her to a brothel.
It was like a
Happy
strip
birthday,
club.
love.
I was in the toilet and some guy said to me, "This is great here," and it's some American. I went, "I'm here with my girlfriend." He thought I was joking. He laughed and just walked. He went, "Yeah, all right, man." I was like, "I am. Yeah, it's her birthday." But Lucy went to the toilet and she came back. I was on stage on the chair with the strippers. Like I was just so drunk, man. But it was fun though.
Yeah. It's a cool city, but I mean, I suppose who has said this? Colin. It's an expensive city. Food and drinks quite expensive there. You know.
Yeah, you know what though? Like when I was there,
London, like everywhere in Europe, it's expensive, really, isn't it?
Like one day I thought to myself, I'm not going to look at the money. I'm just going to touch whatever we want to do. You know what I mean? And it's not like we're going to fucking
default on that card.
yeah. I'm just going to bin it off after. But I just whatever we did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got her into the Louvre as an adult because I had to kind of swerve the queue.
Yes.
So you know what I mean? It wasn't cheap. I mean it cost like it weren't cheap, but it was a nice hotel, man. 4-star, like
yeah.
I used the metro as I only got a cab once.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good city. It's an easy city to get around. I will say, Paris is great. Most European cities are, it's London included. Like I think there's very few.
If you're new to London, though,
cities.
like London's a lot more complicated than Paris Tube, isn't it? If you're new to London,
yeah, maybe.
Paris
I suppose
underground is all numbered and stuff.
Yes, I know what you mean, but I do think London is like the tourist stuff is very much a hub. Like, it's quite a small area. I think Paris, the tourist, like it's a bigger sprawling tourist area. I think Paris,
It was quite funny our first night there. You know when I've never been in a kind of foreign city with just me and Ren.
Yeah.
And I'm looking around and like it's weird, isn't it, looking at people who are just French and like you're looking at their faces just for a little bit longer. Like he's a French person. They're like in a whole nother reality, like with their language and that. And we were in the supermarket our first night and there was a woman walking past. She was probably in her 20s, quite pretty, but I wasn't looking at her. I just looked at her for like a couple of seconds too long.
Yeah.
And she said something in French. I don't know what she said, but it was like as if, what the fuck are you looking at? She went, "Qu'est-ce qui va vida?" or something. And I just looked away and Ren's talking to me. And I just felt gutted for about 5. It was so funny. And I'm like, fucking hell, man.
Yeah.
I just looked at her because where she's pretty, I suppose, she was like thinking I'm looking at her. And I weren't. It was almost like I felt like I don't know, I just looked at a second too long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, "Qu'est-ce qui va?" or something. I don't know what she said. But it weren't friendly. And then Ren's just talking in her own world and I'm feeling all humiliated for a second.
So actually, I've just realised somebody did ask. Katie asked on the questions, did you take your daughter to a Michelin-star restaurant? But you already said you took her to McDonald's, so that is a no.
I don't know if it was Michelin star. We did go to a couple of places, but we didn't. Where did we eat? No, we got a crepe out on the street. We did go to a really nice restaurant, so you could see the Eiffel Tower, but I just had a coffee. She just had a drink. We were just having a little pit stop here and there at nice restaurants. But we were planning to go back to the restaurant, and then we decided on, because we were talking about McDonald's and how different it is and stuff.
Yeah.
I always remember, what's the Quentin Tarantino film? Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet that made everyone go to MacD in France, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we went there, in the evening, which was obviously easy on the budget.
Let's see. Naomi, veggie Pretz have all been closed down. Is this a sign that the vegan bubble has burst? If so, why do you think that is?
I think there's so many vegan options now anyway.
Everywhere. I think there is everywhere now, isn't it? It's almost
even
like
in
it's
normal
got to a tipping point, where, it's just you can go into Tesco's now and get 3 different vegan sandwiches, and Sainsbury's have got 3. I do think
it's not that much of a novelty now, is it?
And also, I think it's a cost of living thing, isn't it? Like, Pret is still Pret's way overpriced for sandwiches. Like, they charge way too much.
It does feel good. So Pret does feel like it is quality, though.
I'm not mad about the options now, though. I don't think they're as nice as they were originally. But I do think if you're
card, though, they can get a free coffee. But there's not one near me.
You're not getting. Are you getting a big discount on food? I don't know. If you are, then
I don't know.
It's a good idea. But I think people that are in central London, if you're vegan and you just want a sandwich, I think now you'd swerve vegan Pret and you would go to the Tesco's or Sainsbury's and just grab a quick sandwich because it's half the price. So I think that's what's.
I was on the
vegan bubble hasn't burst. I think the last count. I think they did one recently where the numbers are up. It's definitely gone up massively. How many people are vegan or?
I did a market research thing about 8 years ago or something, and it was about vegan Pret. They were starting it, and they were asking, it's almost like a focus group of vegans, you know what I mean, and showing us different things, and then that was a good story. I might kill myself.
All right, let's do a couple more questions, then we'll get out of here.
They should do euthanasia for me after my stories.
Somebody said there's a few stories about key rings. I don't know what's going on. Somebody said, I just heard this story. My mate was doing security at V Festival and was provided with a searchlight and megaphone to aid him with his duties. He brought it to Leeds Festival the following week, and we spent every evening shining a light on anyone carrying toilet roll and asking via the megaphone if they were going for a poo. Upon their return, we'd mentioned the volume of time they'd taken and discussed what business they thought they might have conducted. It's good fun, and I sort of miss festivals. I used to be a real festival goer, and then I binned it off. I sort of grew out of them. And this last year watching Glastonbury, I was like, I'm almost ready to go back, man. But also, I'd like to take Twyla to them. I'd like to take Twyla to Glastonbury. Even now, I think it'd be cool for a little kid to be so overwhelming, and there'd be so much to do.
Get her some child Mandy, just little tiny pills. Some little half an E. But I don't know what I'm just not really. I don't know. I just crowds of people. I don't know. I don't really dig it. I don't think.
No, it is. I mean,
no.
I suppose you're probably too late to get into it as well. It's almost like saying
what
about
you
people
say, man?
30. People in their 30s or 40s getting into drugs. I liked them from day one. Festivals from young, so I liked them, and I just think. There's something about getting in a tent and just getting pissed up and having a laugh and sitting around in the sun.
I did a few last year, but that was just doing a gig, you know what I mean? And I can see the appeal if you're with loved ones or a good group of people and having in the sun, you know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I'd sooner go home. And watch a film. I'd sort of go home and watch Love Island.
Oh man, I just finished a few days ago. I finished Slow Horses season 3. All right, I'm gonna stop. Let's not do any questions. Let's just wrap up in a sec. Slow Horses.
Is it good?
It's one of the best TV shows I've seen.
I'm going to get into it then because I did Saltburn. I thought it was great.
I liked Saltburn. Yeah, it's good. It's I can see why it annoyed people though. You know, it's one of them things where
Why
it's a
did it annoy
film.
people again?
Well, because like I think it's I don't know. I mean, I think it's not as good as I think it thinks it is. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. It was quite compelling and
It's
interesting.
very well made. It looks lovely, but actually, it's quite an empty film. That I think the end really lets it down. But it's up to that point. It's a good film. It's well acted. It's well directed. It's sort of sexy and funny and whatever. It's got loads going on.
She's
But
great in it, isn't she? Rosamund Pike, is it?
Rosamund Pike, she's so good.
She's
But
such
it's
a good actress in it.
yeah,
He's
but
good as
yeah.
well, though. Yeah.
Oh, Barry Keoghan. That funny voice he's got in it. What is it? That sort of fucking Barry Keoghan. But yeah, it's I really liked it. I liked how sort of over the top it is, and but no,
Yeah.
whereas Slow Horses is almost the opposite because it's a spy drama, but they
Gary
underplay
Oldman.
everything. Yeah, but it's all underplayed. It's very low key. It's very, and there are moments of action, whatever. But on the whole, the majority of the time, it's a lot of just running around and Gary Oldman just being super fucking cynical and cool and cold, and yeah, it's very
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
He's a bit of a fat mess. Yeah, he's just great in it. So I recommend that. I'm up to date on Masters of the Air. Have you seen that?
Nah, any good?
I mean, it's very. Have you seen Band of Brothers?
I haven't. Nah.
So it's made by the same lot. It's like the Band of Brothers Pacific. It's a new version of that about the Air Force during World War Two, but it's all like shiny, sort of American Air Force guys, just trying to save the day, and it's really well made and all that, but it's a little bit, you find it a little bit annoying. It's all like Americans, but one day we're going to get back from here to my farm in Arkansas and see my girl, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
but actually, it's good. I really
I might
like it.
swerve it.
But that's my tips of the week. We should wrap it up, mate. I'm going to go to bed.
All right, man. Have a good kip.
Yeah, cheers. And we'll be back next week with a guest.
Yep.
And we were going to have a guest this week, but then we thought, you know what? Let's talk about Paris, because a lot of people have been asking about your trip to Paris, and if we got a guest, we'd forget him and end up talking to them too much about other things. So we'll be back next week with a guest, and thanks to patrons, thanks to everyone. Just thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.